Hey everyone, let's talk about cannabis. A little stereotype there for as a cannabis joke. I'm not under the influence of cannabis, or at least not in a way that I could be unlawful or anything. So, in another video, I mentioned that we were looking into cannabis, and I moved forward and I've started the cannabis regime. So I guess that's interesting. The first thing I'll say about it is it's a pretty easy process. Once your oncologist or doctor, for whatever reason, actually certifies you, then you go online, you fill out a form, you pay your state a bunch of money. It's not that bad. I think it was a couple $100. And then you have to set up, once all the paperwork comes through, you set up a meeting with the pharmacist of the dispensary of your choice and have a discussion about all the products and the intended use of them. Of course, in mine, it's about, is there an opportunity to slow the cancer down? That's the first thing we're looking at. And then later on, pain management. So I went through a good half an hour of a meeting with the pharmacist, and she did a great job of explaining everything. It's all color coded, which is interesting. Depending on the color, it might have more CBD oil, it might have more THC. Well, THC is the stuff that makes you out of control, and the CBD is more about anxiety and, just kind of like well being. And CBD costs more, so that's very interesting. It's twice as hard to extract from the plant as it is THC. Well, after everything was said and done, we went with a little bit more on the THC side, but the dosage of these pills is incredibly low. And green during the day, a green pill, two if I need it, and then a red pill or two at night. So I did the first 3 days. This is day 4, and I've taken the minimum dose. Haven't felt a thing. Hasn't really made an impact on my life, other than maybe it did relax me last night enough that my body got in a weird position because now I've got a pinched nerve. Um, so a little disappointed in the sense that I don't know if it's doing anything. I don't know that it's blocked any pain at that level, and I don't expect it to. The dosages are pretty low. So I'm going to have to kind of experiment, test. Of course, any good BA knows that they need to test a lot and figure it out. This sounds a little weird when you're talking about cannabis. Test the cannabis. Um, what's also interesting about cannabis, just so you guys know, here in Minnesota, there's no, fun things. It's not like gummy cannabis and brownies and stuff like that. It's vaping, which I didn't want to do. There's a throat spray that doesn't last very long, and then there's pills, which are odorless, and you know, you're never even gonna know. So they are chewable if you'd rather chew them than swallow them, and they take longer to get into your system. But if you plan well, then not a big deal. But relatively inexpensive. Just so you know, I think the two was 30-day uh, prescriptions. I guess it could be looked as a subscription since I'm going to anyway. The prescription's at $40, so it's relatively cheap for what I'm getting. I anticipate that cost is going to go up because if I stick with those particular pills, I'm going to be doubling or tripling the doses at some point, trying to find that balance. So again, not feeling much from it. Don't know if it's successful. Don't know that anything's going right with it. So we're going to keep playing around with it and give them more data to work with, since there's just not a lot of human data around cannabis and cancer. The last thing I'll say about this is you can't go to another state. You can't travel with it, you guys. It's only good for the state that you are registered in. So you go out of state, don't even try to bring it on a plane with you. You get caught with it. It's illegal federally. So, you don't want to run that risk. And you certainly take a risk if you've brought it over a state line and you get stopped for some reason as well. So I don't know what the answer is if I do some travel in the future. I'll work that out at the time it comes up. Uh, but in the short term, process started. No real good data yet. No real good reactions. Just going to have to wait and see and keep testing it out and see where it goes. So, cannabis. Yeah. See you later.